Football fans love highlights, touchdown dances, ankle-breaking cuts, game-winning throws. But there's another side of the NFL that doesn't show up on stat sheets. Pain, rehab rooms, surgery tables, and careers that almost ended before they could be finished. In a league where the average career barely lasts 3 years, coming back from injury isn't guaranteed. It's not about talent anymore. It's about will, about obsession, about refusing to let one moment define your entire legacy. These are the greatest career comebacks from injuries in NFL history, not just because they returned, but because they came back stronger, tougher, and more legendary. When a Tom Brady, the 2009 comeback that changed everything injury, torn ACL and MCL 2008, return 2009. Tom Brady's knee injury in week 1 of the 2008 season was supposed to be the beginning of the end. A torn ACL, a torn MCL, a quarterback already in his early 30s. Back then, people didn't come back from that clean, especially pocket quarterbacks. Brady missed the entire season. The Patriots went from undefeated juggernaut to uncertainty overnight. Pundits whispered it quietly at first, then louder. He'll never be the same. But Brady didn't just rehab, he rebuilt. In 2009, he came back sharper, smarter, more controlled. And over the next decade, he didn't decline, he dominated. More MVPs, more Super Bowls, more rings than entire franchises. That knee injury didn't slow Brady down. It unlocked the most ruthless version of him. 2. Joe Burrow, from broken knee to Super Bowl leader. Injuries: ACL/MCL tear, college and NFL. Wrist injury. Comeback: 2021 season, Joe Burrow's career almost ended before it even started. In college, he suffered a devastating knee injury that forced him to transfer. Most players never recover their confidence after that. Then in the NFL, it happened again. Week 11 of the 2020 season, Burrow's knee buckled under pressure. Torn ACL, torn MCL, torn meniscus. Rookie quarterbacks don't usually come back from that, especially not behind a shaky offensive line. But Burrow came back fearless. In 2021, he didn't just return, he dragged the Bengals to the Super Bowl. A franchise that hadn't sniffed relevance in decades suddenly had swagger, calm under pressure, ice in his veins, unshakable confidence. He won Comeback Player of the Year and proved that toughness isn't about muscle, it's about mindset. 3. Adrian Peterson, the impossible. 2012 season injury, ACL and MCL tear, 2011. Return, 2012. Adrian Peterson's comeback doesn't feel real even today. He tore his ACL and MCL in December 2011. Running backs don't come back from that fast. Not explosively, not at all sometimes. A P came back in 9 months, and not just played. He rushed for 2,097 yards, won NFL MVP, came within 9 yards of the all-time rushing record. Doctors were stunned. Defenders were embarrassed. Adrian Peterson didn't just recover, he rewrote what recovery meant. That season became the gold standard for injury comebacks. 4. Peyton Manning, neck surgeries to record-breaking return injury. Multiple neck surgeries, 2010 to 2011. Return, 2012. At one point, Peyton Manning couldn't feel his fingertips. 4 neck surgeries, nerve damage, questions about whether he could even throw a football again. The Colts released him. Some teams wouldn't clear him medically. Then Denver took the risk. In 2012, Peyton returned and immediately reminded everyone who he was. In 2013, he went nuclear. 55 touchdown passes, NFL MVP, historic offense. His neck almost ended his career. Instead, it launched his most productive era. 5. Saquon Barkley, fighting back from a career-threatening tear injury. A CL and MCL tear, 2020. Saquon Barkley's injury wasn't just physical, it was mental. Explosive running backs rely on trust. Trust in their knees, trust in their cuts. After tearing his ACL and MCL in 2020, Saquon had to rebuild his confidence step by step. While the road back wasn't immediate dominance, Barkley's perseverance showed the brutal reality of NFL recovery and the courage it takes just to step back on the field. Sometimes the comeback isn't about stats, it's about survival. 6. Alex Smith, the miracle that defied medicine injury, severe leg fracture, 2018. Surgeries, 17 return, 2020. Alex Smith's injury was life-threatening. Compound fracture, infection. Doctors considered amputation, 17 surgeries, 2 years of rehab. Walking again was considered a win. But Alex Smith didn't stop there. In 2020, he returned to the NFL, started games, won Comeback Player of the Year. That wasn't football, that was a miracle. 7. Carson Palmer, twice written off, twice proven wrong injuries. A CL tear Gobert, 2005. Knee injuries, 2014. Returns, 2006, 2015. Carson Palmer's knee injury in the 2005 playoffs was brutal. He never looked the same in Cincinnati afterward. Then in Arizona, after more injuries, people thought he was done. Instead, in 2015, Palmer led the Cardinals to a 13-3 record, throwing 35 touchdowns and finishing second in MVP voting. Sometimes timing matters. Palmer's late career resurgence proved that patience pays off. 8. Aaron Rodgers, Achilles to MVP level return injury, torn Achilles, 2023. Return, 2024. A torn Achilles usually ends seasons, sometimes careers. Aaron Rodgers' tore is just 4 plays into the 2023 season, but Rodgers attacked rehab aggressively. New methods, new mindset. In 2024, he returned ahead of schedule, proving that elite preparation can bend time. Whether you love him or hate him, Rodgers once again refused to go out quietly. 9. Joe Montana. Pain, pressure, and persistence injuries. Ruptured disc, 1986. Back injury and broken hand, 1990. Returns, 1986, 1992. Joe Montana's career was constantly interrupted by injuries, back surgeries, broken bones, hits that would have ended others. Yet every time, Montana returned composed, calm, and clutch. Even after leaving San Francisco, he led Kansas City deep into the playoffs. Joe Cool never panicked even when his body betrayed him. 10. Emmitt Smith, playing through pain in 1994. Injury, separated shoulder season, 1994. Emmitt Smith didn't miss time. He played through a separated shoulder, a brutal injury for a running back. He didn't complain, didn't slow down. He led Dallas to another Super Bowl. That's toughness defined. 11. Michael Vick, speed that survived trauma injury. Broken fibula, 2003. Return, 2004. Michael Vick's game was built on speed and explosion. A broken fibula threatened the very foundation of his identity. Many believed he'd never be the same athlete again, but Vick returned just as electric, still breaking ankles and redefining quarterback play. His comeback proved elite athleticism can survive serious damage. 12. Drew Brees, a shoulder that changed history injury. Torn labrum and rotator cuff, 2005. Return, 2006. Drew Brees' shoulder injury nearly ended his career before it truly began. Teams questioned whether he could ever throw the same again. New Orleans took the risk everyone else avoided. Brees responded with leadership, precision, and a Super Bowl championship. One injury redirected an entire franchise's destiny. 13. Teddy Bridgewater, from fear to football, again injury. Dislocated knee and torn ACL, 2016. Return, 2018. Teddy Bridgewater's injury shocked the entire league. Doctors feared his career, and even his leg was in danger. The rehab was long, painful, and uncertain, yet Bridgewater returned, started games, and extended his NFL career. Survival became strength. 14. Ray Lewis, one last battle injury, torn triceps, 2012. Return, 2013 playoffs. Ray Lewis tore his triceps late in his final season. Most careers end quietly after injuries like that. Lewis refused that ending. He returned for the playoffs and led the Ravens emotionally. He walked away with a second Super Bowl ring. 15. Terrell Owens, playing through the impossible injury, broken leg, and severe ankle injury, 2004. Return, Super Bowl 39. Terrell Owens suffered a devastating leg injury late in the season. Doctors ruled him out for months, not weeks. 7 weeks later, he played in the Super Bowl anyway. 9 catches, 122 yards. Pain never stopped him. 16. Darrelle Revis, rebuilding Revis Island injury, torn ACL, 2012. Return, 2013. Cornerbacks rely on speed, balance, and quick cuts. Revis lost all of that in one moment. Many doubted he'd ever return to elite form, but Revis rebuilt himself and reopened Revis Island. Elite defense survived the setback. 17. Ty Law, resilience over reputation injury, severe foot injury, 2004. Returned, 2006 to 2007. Ty Law played through pain and paid the price. Injuries led to his release and questions about his future. Instead of fading, Law rebuilt his career elsewhere. He earned Pro Bowl recognition after the injury. Persistence kept him relevant. 18. Jordy Nelson, lost season to elite return injury, torn ACL, 2015. Return, 2016. Jordy Nelson missed an entire season with an ACL tear. Timing, speed, and chemistry all disappeared. Many receivers never fully recover from that. Nelson came back dominant, reliable, and productive. 14 touchdowns told the story. 19. Thomas Davis. Pain didn't break him injuries. 3 ACL tears. Return. Multiple 3 ACL tears usually end a career. Thomas Davis came back from all 3. He played in a Super Bowl with a broken arm. Pain followed him everywhere. So did toughness. 20. Orlando Brown. Seeing the game again. Injury. Eye injury. Legally blind in one eye. Return. After multiple years, Orlando Brown nearly lost his career and his vision. He was legally blind in one eye for years. Most players never return from that kind of setback. Brown did after his sight improved dramatically. His comeback went beyond football. Injuries take talent. Comebacks reveal character. These players didn't just return to football, they refused to let one moment define them. They rebuilt bodies, rewired minds, and reminded the world that greatness isn't about avoiding pain. It's about rising after it. If this story inspired you, hit like, subscribe for more NFL history deep dives, and comment below which comeback hit you the hardest. Because legends aren't just remembered, they're forged in pain and proven in the comeback.